All right. Welcome back, everyone. This is another episode of Strange Planet. And this episode is going to be about our President's State of Union address which was technically Tuesday. Thoughts?
All I can say is you got to get it done. You got to finish the job in a constructive manner. I mean, he did give some good points, and it was a pretty decent speech, other than the fact that the peanut gallery couldn't keep their trap shut.
Yeah, I think the number one takeaway from this State of the Union is that State of the Unions are there's no longer decorum. You're allowed to yell out whatever the fuck you want, like when the president's speaking. Apparently, you could just have a back and forth with the president as he's giving his speech, because that's what Marjorie Taylor Greene did, and a lot of the other Republicans. A couple of times before, you had Joe Wilson, the congressman, yell out, "You lied," to Barack Obama when he was speaking. And that was like, oh my God, like that was such a break of decorum for, a member of Congress to interrupt the president's speech by yelling something out. And fast forward to today, where Marjorie Taylor Greene was trying to have a fucking debate with Joe Biden while he was giving his speech. Like, this just shows you how low the Republican Party has sunk. There's just no fucking respect, no decorum, but they're a bunch of like degenerates. They really are.
That's what I was going to say about the respect thing, because like regardless to whether you like him or not, you still have to respect him. Still, I mean, not to mention he's the president of the United States. But even all that aside,
the office at least, like.
Yeah,
I know Democrats hate fucking Trump's guts, but they weren't interrupting his speech.
Right.
And the
way they were making it sound, I almost felt like I was watching Jerry Springer after a while. Like I was like, this doesn't seem like that shouldn't be allowed. That shouldn't be right to just belch things out like that. And what cracks me up even more about the whole thing is, yeah, she was caught, I guess, yelling out liar or something like that. She was representing the past president who lied about everything. None of this makes any sense whatsoever. You know what I mean? Like,
the only bigger liar than Donald Trump in politics is George Santos.
Yeah, basically, he won up Herschel Walker too. He was another clown.
Like I said last week, Herschel Walker lied about shit that made sense, like shit that protected or advanced his political career in some way. George Santos just lied for the fuck of it. Like, you hear the latest thing he said, I was one of the producers of the failed Spider-Man play that, I don't know, someone got injured or something. And why would you make that shit up?
It just makes no sense. The real producer
said, no, who the fuck is this guy? He was never involved.
Well, all right.
This is just another
thing. He didn't lie to get elected, He did lie to get elected. I mean, whether he's a pathological liar is one thing. Maybe he's trying to make that claim, but he did have a purpose in the beginning.
He definitely is a pathological liar because he lied about stuff that he didn't need to get elected.
Right, exactly.
Like
stupid shit.
Why would you lie about being on a volleyball team and just stupid shit?
Yeah, and even with his own family and his heritage, what were you doing? What were you thinking?
Lying and saying that you're Jewish when you're not Jewish, that was, for a political advantage to try to get donations.
Well, I mean, clearly,
support from the Jewish community. That is, I mean, it's still an unforgivable lie, but that is an understandable lie. But then there are his other lies that just make no fucking sense. Like, I had 4 employees, not 3, not 5, 4 employees that died in the Pulse nightclub shooting. How do you make that shit up?
You just pick a number out of a hat.
Right. He had zero employees.
Right.
But how do you make up 4? That makes no fucking sense to me.
It's mind-boggling that they just think they can do whatever they want, but yet they do, and then they still get there.
And I have zero respect for Kevin McCarthy. Zero. His ass appointed him to 2 committees.
Oh boy.
One of them was the small business committee. He's going to be making decisions about small businesses when he lied about his own he defrauded people out of money, out of donations. Like, his small business, quote unquote, track record is not good. He lied and said he was a producer of a play. Like, he lied and said he employed Pulse nightclub victims that died. Like, this is like inconceivable that this guy could be on a small business committee. And I think he's also maybe on the science and technology committee. But in any case, like, he was appointed to these committees, and I think he voluntarily, withdrew from the committees while the investigations of him are ongoing. It's like, I have zero respect for Kevin McCarthy. Zero. Like that is completely irresponsible to put someone like that on a fucking committee.
Yeah, no, it's 100%.
And to make important decisions about America. Now, and on the other side, the Republicans voted to like kick off Congresswoman Omar from the Intelligence Committee. It's like, what did she lie about? What was her crime?
Exactly. I was going to bring that up.
Just because she's a Muslim?
Right? Like, yeah, it's just a never-ending wave of just stupidity on an endless loop. And like, I'm almost thinking, going back to Santos, I'm almost thinking it's possible that's not even his name. Who knows? Like, nothing he's ever said was true.
Well, he did go under aliases for soliciting campaign contributions from I think Jewish people. I guess he wanted to sound more Jewish. And he also had a drag queen name. I think in the state of New York, it's required that your legal name is on the ball, and so for that reason,
you think it is his name?
I think that is his legal name.
I mean, I guess. I don't believe a word that comes out of his mouth. If
that's not the case, then there could be an argument that he's not really a congressman.
Right, but isn't he really Brazilian? I think in real life.
I'm not sure, but no one fucking knows.
That's what I mean. That's why when you say shoes, I'm like, how?
He does have some connection to Brazil. He lived there, I guess, and he's wanted there for stealing a wallet. How much of his life he lived there, or what his upbringing was like. We don't know where he went to high school because he lied about that.
Didn't you say he worked at Wall Street too, or something?
Yeah, he said he worked for I think Goldman Sachs and Citigroup.
Right, and that was all bullshit, just like everything else.
That was a complete lie.
See, it's hilarious. It's sad. This is the government.
Yeah, no, like you have degenerates, in positions of power in the Republican Party. Now, Santos is not that powerful, although he did contribute to, Kevin McCarthy's election as Speaker. That other Lauren Boebert, oh my God,
man, another idiot.
Yeah, this is who they're sending to Congress. She's a high school dropout. Okay, she dropped out of high school completely, and yet the Republicans want to send her to Congress to make decisions for us. Like, I'm sorry, but like, if you can't make it through high school, I don't think you should be making decisions for our country.
Yeah, for the country. I can see you on that.
Like, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with dropping out of high school.
Right. There's no fault there.
If it's too hard for you, if you can't finish, that's fine. If you have other priorities, that's fine. But like, to be in a position to make decisions on behalf of other people, at least go back and get your GED or something.
Yeah, for real.
Like at least show some commitment to being educated, so that you can make educated decisions on behalf of other people.
Well, all right, play devil's advocate. You don't necessarily have to have a high school diploma to be an educated person. You can be self-educated from that point on. You can get involved in the public service industry, and then next thing you know, you're an alderman, and then you can get elected as a congressman, and then playing off the movie from Chris Rock, head of state.
Right.
He was an alderman. So whatever the situation is, you can be a good person and be educated and still not have a diploma. But I agree. You have to be an educated person and able to make decisions for all of us.
this world is a lot more complicated than it used to be in the past. Like
It's only
I
getting
think
more
in order,
complicated.
if you're voting on these extraordinarily complex international issues, which all members of Congress are required to do, if you're engaged in that, you should have at least a high school education.
Yep.
She does not. Hold on. I take it back. You know what? I will give her credit because I just looked at it here. She earned her GED in 2020, a month before her first election primary. Okay. So she got it right before the primary for a political. So you know what? No, I'll give her credit.
There is a little. All right.
She did the work to get her GED. I'll give her credit.
She better return that GED because it's definitely not a good enough diploma. Because she's definitely not good enough.
I mean, she's still not by any means an intelligent person, but she did recognize that was an important thing to do. If you're going to represent,
she would get hammered with it. She knew she would get hammered with it. Oh, you didn't finish high school. How the fuck are you going to be able to make decisions?
See, my thing, though, is a government is only as good as the people you put in it. And if you have a bunch of selfish, greedy assholes that basically manipulate and, to keep their tax cuts in code and keep everything, status quo for them, how good of a place do you think it's going to be?
For them, it's going to be paradise.
Exactly.
Yeah, but guess what committee she's on? She's on the budget committee.
Oh yeah, great.
Like I don't get it. And the worst part about it is her husband was arrested. Like this is a weird story. I don't know the details, but what I do know are the general facts. He was 24 and she was 17 when they were dating. So maybe he was a little old hanging around the high school there, but
yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, that's a little weird. 24-year-old dating a high school 17-year-old. That's a little weird, but all right. They were at a bowling alley and somehow he gets arrested for exposing himself to, I guess, other girls around her age. I don't know what happened, but he was arrested for that. And in the same year, he was also arrested for assault of her, of Lauren Boebert.
Really?
Congresswoman Boebert. Yeah, he assaulted her.
He pulled the ike on her, huh? No kidding.
Yeah, like I just don't. And she, I guess later she decided, you know what? I'm gonna marry this guy.
Oh, she's still with him?
Yeah, that's her husband.
Wow, that's interesting. All right. All I'm saying is, like, this is a job. You know what I mean? And like, if you're gonna put a bunch of liars and greedy people, you know what I mean, and like scumbags in these important positions, and then you wonder why the outcome is gonna be messed up.
Well, she also said that God told her to stand up to Kevin McCarthy. So
God told her, huh?
Yeah.
Yep. Just like the other clown with the fucking Jewish space lasers, right?
Yeah.
I can tell you, the idiocracies just keep multiplying at this point. But the problem is like they don't stop. They just keep going. And like, I guess maybe there are some idiots that actually believe some of this crap. But like, I don't get it. But going back to State of the Union address, generally those things are more like, I'm not going to say a pep rally, but it's like an update on the country's positions and how it's doing, more or less.
Well, yeah, it's a constitutional requirement that the president, brief the Congress on the State of the Union, and most of the time, it was either delivered in text or, more recently, it's a televised address in the chamber. That's been the standard. And there's just certain expectations about it that, the office, the president is a guest in, this branch of Congress. The speaker, invites the president to give his speech there. And, he is to be treated like a guest. And he's a respected leader of our country. He's there not